Hello, 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 and welcome to tonight's episode of If It Wasn't For My Knees. Tonight we're joined by CT, Aki, and GJ. Oh, and Uche. Sorry, Uche. You're actually in the middle of my screen as well. You're right in the middle of my screen. I almost forgot you. All right, CT, we're going to start with Arsenal. Early kickoff.
We start with Arsenal, yeah? You sure?
Yeah, we're going to start with Arsenal.
all right, cool.
Early kickoff on Saturday afternoon. A nice, comfortable away win against Leicester.
Wouldn't call it comfortable, but it was definitely not what I expected from the team. It was a brilliant sort of resolve, a brilliant display in terms of carrying on from where we left off, sort of thing. And good evening, GJ. Yes, we'll get into that. Get the minor stuff out of the way first. But
at least you admit you're minor. Carry on.
Yeah, whatever, mate. We're coming to you. You've got the floor today. Don't worry about that. Lovely display. Good resilient display. Good defensive display, and a good sort of team display. I think we took our goals very well. We worked very hard as a team. You can see the togetherness now in the team as well, and I'm hoping for a consistent run. And Aaron Ramsdale just pulled out one of the best saves I've probably ever seen in the Prem. It was sick. It was a sick save. Even Peter Schmeichel said it himself. He's one of the best he's ever seen as well. So,
GJ, you're shaking your head.
He's probably shaking his head about Nuno still, isn't he? Sad he's gone.
No, I thought it was a very good save, but I've seen better than that.
Nah, you ain't.
Like what? Yeah. Well, you think that's the greatest save you've ever seen?
No, it's one of the greatest saves. It's definitely up there. It's a top 5, top 10, top 5, top 10. Gotta be. Good display from the lads. I was a bit skeptical in terms of, is he going to go with the same team? Because he's always known to change his team around and stuff like that. But it looks like he's found his starting 11 now, which is, I know, I've got to be grateful for. And Mikey's not here to defend his guy, Odegaard, but he's out of the team. And we seem to be playing a lot better without him. The young lads, Emil Smith-Rowe and Saka, carrying this team. And obviously the two forwards up front pressing down. You've got Lacazette and Aubameyang actually playing brilliant stuff, brilliant football. We seem to be scoring now quite freely, which was one of our issues at the start of the league, but we seem to be doing well. So I'm happy with it, definitely.
Yeah, and you mentioned Emil Smith-Rowe there. You know, he's a player that you know that I rate, but he's now adding goals. I know some of the criticism of Emil Smith-Rowe has been that his output isn't great in terms of assists and goals, but
he's
now adding goals to his game.
It's like, what do you want him to do? Like he's got to learn. He's going to learn, and once he gets that in his game, he's going to be an England regular, man. Let's be honest. Like he's a top lad, top guy. I still think Saka's better than him at the moment, but you never know, man. The world's his oyster. Yeah.
And
the world, you know.
He's 19. He's putting on displays like this in the Premier League. Like, let's be honest. Come on, you've got to give him his ratings. And it's not soft teams who are playing. It's decent teams. He's putting on displays.
100%.
So he's 19, man. Come on.
And I'm gonna go to Uche now. So, do you think we should be taking Arsenal seriously for top 4?
For what?
Everybody.
No. Like I said, nothing has changed. We can't keep doing. If you want, I'm gonna.
Leicester away 2-0. Nothing's changed, mate. Come on.
Yeah, nothing has. Like I predicted that they will win the game. Nothing has changed.
Are you sure you predicted it?
I did. Yeah, I said Leicester.
It was. That's
why I win the game. Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, that's what I'm saying. That we can, if we want, we can talk about it every week if that's what we want to do. But nothing has changed, right? Because all this, I'm sure we're gonna come to, our GJ fella over there soon. But bottom line is, how many points are those clowns behind you guys? Not that much. So nothing has changed. It was a great. I watched the highlights. It was a great performance, guys. But I predicted you guys were gonna win the game, so it doesn't surprise me what you did.
So who are we going to drop points again? If we're predicted to win Leicester away, I'm just conscious of it.
But you always beat Leicester. You've got their number.
In the form we're in, not all the time. Not all the time.
No, the thing
is, a good game.
Right now, yeah, you guys are playing very well. But the question is always about the whole season. And I feel like you guys can lose to almost anybody in this league apart from Norwich, like everybody else would. But what I'm trying to say is that we can't keep going every week asking the same question, because I predicted you guys were going to win the game. So it's not like a surprise that you won the game. And nothing has changed in terms of where I'm going to see you come the end of the season. But give you your dues. You played well and you deservedly won the game like I predicted you would. So, but nothing has changed with my overall prediction. Absolutely nothing.
It should, because it was based on us not playing that great. To be fair, it was based on me saying Arteta out and all this crap. But now he's turning it around, and you've got to give credit.
Honestly, there's nothing but props to what you're doing. But you're saying to me, has he changed my prediction, which is middle table average side, which is what I think you are? No, nothing has changed. Trust me, even this team that we're going to talk about, which we're all happy for GJ to be present today, they could easily catch up with you and it would not surprise me. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's your level. You're about the same, middle of the pack. That's what you are.
Nah, we're better than them guys over there. Don't be silly, mate.
Well, a few games later, you might be taking a different tune, but right now, it's fine. But I'm going to answer the rest of your question. Nothing has changed for me, bro. Nothing. Absolutely.
All right. Perfect timing, Mikey.
Wait a minute.
Mikey,
so
wait, Mikey. I'm
He's ready, bro.
Mikey. So Mikey's had some technical difficulties, so that's why his screen is a little bit smaller than everyone else's. But Mikey, so Mikey, I've set it up nicely. Uche's saying nothing's changed. CT's already given you guys props for the performance.
Look at those stats, Uche.
I have also given it, and that's a great Denman CT was spot on. Props. There's nothing but I'm being asked the question.
How can nothing have changed then?
No, because I expected you guys to win this game. I've predicted it.
No. Forget this game.
Right.
There's more than one game recognized in that message right there.
Yeah.
We're the form team in the league. Our last 7 games are 5 wins and 2 draws.
Well, you also lost 3 goals. Did you start with
what?
3?
Say that again. We started with 3 defeats, and then we've got 5 wins and 2 draws. We're the form team in the league. Nothing's changed though.
No, yeah, but do I feel like you can go for another 3 slaps in a row somewhere? Of course. And it's coming soon, by the way.
How?
No.
Go on. Explain how. Because
it's coming soon.
Where's the context?
It's near you.
Where's the context? You sound good. You're like a soundbite. but the facts are, we're the form team in the league.
Fixtures and I'm seeing
Listen,
when they turn up, they're gonna spray. That's what they do.
You look through the fixtures at the beginning of the season, you wouldn't have had us beating Tottenham, Leicester, and whoever else we've beaten in the run.
Yeah, which is
you wouldn't have.
Big ups, yeah.
Because you're actually saying no. From his perspective, I would have, but he had Tottenham and Leicester finishing above us. That's a fact. Because you keep putting us mid-table. No, stop that. No, stop that. Before the season, and even after the season result as well.
Definitely not Spurs. But
wait. Oh, okay. Where are Spurs?
Stick on him, bro.
Because you said we're finishing 10th.
Yeah. No.
Where are Tottenham finishing?
Stop this stuff. We've talked about mid-table. 8 to 12.
Where are Tottenham finishing?
Sorry.
Huh? Where are Tottenham finishing?
8 to 12 is my mid-table prediction. That's what I'm saying.
So where are Tottenham finishing? Because you said below Arsenal.
Around that, I see you are the same 8 to 12. That kind of range.
No. What you want to ask him is which teams are going to finish above Arsenal? Which 7 teams? That's what you should ask him.
That was a latter.
Of course, I'm not going to go through. There's going to be some shocks, yeah. But the usual 4 plus Leicester. And there's a few other ones. I don't know who they are.
He's just
how
guessing now, he can't name them.
How are Leicester going to finish above us?
You can't name them.
Go on. I'm not going to sit here and tell you. I said what? I'm just trying to address Mikey. That I definitely had Leicester finishing above Arsenal.
How are they going to do it? I'm asking you.
No, right now.
Yes. How are they going to do it?
No, right now they're winning, but it's 10 games, man. Relax.
No, it was 10 games, but you had us down for relegation about relax.
No.
Yes, you did.
That was Aki, wasn't it? That was Aki.
It's 10 games and you've been able to say a lot.
I was just winding them up.
Exactly. We're stating facts.
Oh, it was all lies now.
No. We're stating facts.
Now you look like idiots. It's all lies.
Real. Was I stating the facts or not when I raised the issue about he was gassing up top 4 and I was raising the fact? This is a strictly factual thing that we're doing here. I'm stating facts.
What's the fact?
That you were only 3 or 4 points above the relegation zone, whatever it was.
Where are we?
Yeah, at the time. I was just stating facts.
Well, where are we? I stated a fact as well. I stated how close we were to the top 4.
right now, right?
Last week we were 3 points from the top four. This week we're 3 points from the top four. So what are you talking about?
But you're also this Leicester you're making noise about. You're actually just 3 points ahead of Leicester, and they are in 11th at the moment. So what I'm trying to tell you is that a couple of slaps, which I can see very easily in your fixture, and you go back down to where I expect you to go down, and it wouldn't be a shock then, and it wouldn't be a shock now. Right now, if you want to be doing this every single game, you guys feel free to do so. Well, come game 38, it's gonna be where I expect it to be, 8 and 12, between 8 and 12. That's it.
Yeah, and I think, Mikey, you alluded to it. You guys are the form team, but the thing is that the moment that you have a bad result here or there, then we'll kind of see what Arsenal are made of. It's easy when you have confidence and you've got a few, like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does it all the time. You know, they get a few wins in, everyone starts feeling happy, then bang, some crappy results come in, and then people
started off with crappy results.
Wait a minute, we had a run. We had a bad start. Yeah. When we played Brentford, we had a number of players out. There's context to that result. Then we played City and Chelsea. I expect to lose those games. So the fact that City and Chelsea were there and out of the way, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
So we played City, Chelsea, Tottenham and Leicester in our first 10 games.
Everyone's beating Tottenham now, though.
Stop talking, I'm talking. No. Yo. No, I've not... No, stop. What? Hey, make that point again.
No, you told him to stop talking.
No,
make that point again.
No.
You said everybody's beating Tottenham.
Either I say my whole point, or I say
you said everybody's beating Tottenham.
Go on, Aki. Go on, Aki.
Don't let him do it.
Don't let him do it.
Why didn't Man City beat Tottenham?
Wait, Mikey. Let
everybody beat Tottenham.
Let Mikey finish.
Hey, Aki, you look stressed out, mate.
I'm not stressed out.
Why are you holding your head then?
because of the way you're speaking, mate. But at the end of the day, Arsenal have had favourable teams. Spurs aren't a great team. They're getting pumped.
Wait, Arsenal have had favourable teams. I just listed City, Chelsea, Tottenham, and Leicester. They're recognised.
You lost to two of them. Leicester were very fortunate to beat ManU. They needed 2 goals in the last 10 minutes, and everyone knows ManU are atrocious. That same atrocious ManU beat Spurs. So when Arsenal play a team of note, that's when we'll find out. That's when we'll find out what. Wait until Arsenal play West Ham.
I think you're confused here.
Wait until Arsenal play Liverpool.
No, I think you're confused.
Yeah.
You're saying team of note. We're not going for the title. Teams of note. I'm not expecting us to beat
form teams. Okay, let me phrase it another way. Yeah. So when Arsenal play another form team, then we'll see how well they're doing. You guys played a Villa team.
Leicester came out of a 4-2 win against United, and we beat them 2-0. And so what's that?
It's 4-1 game though. It's 4-1 game.
You can't rubbish every team. This is what happens every week. We have results. We beat Tottenham. They're rubbish. We beat Fulham. They're rubbish. But I guarantee you, people will start shouting about West Ham.
Wait, Mikey, okay, Aki, let me address that point. So, Mikey, Man United are rubbish. We all know that, right? So that's one of the teams.
Let's stop this talk. It doesn't matter.
Wait.
It's irrelevant.
That's the point. You said it about Villa as well. Look what happened to Villa this weekend.
Exactly. That was the point I'm making. Because people will be bigging up West Ham in this group. Bigging up West Ham.
When you play
but they played the same Villa that we beat. What are you talking about?
We got them soon.
Mikey, I said it about Villa last week, and you started shouting at me when I said that Villa contributed to their downfall last week.
You came in, started rubbishing United.
About Villa.
That's irrelevant to me.
You were saying, huh?
You rubbishing United's irrelevant to me because United are in the top 4 that Uche recognises are going to finish in the top 4. You can say they're rubbish, but that has no bearing on
United. United aren't in the top 4.
Well, that's Uche's top 4.
Why did you say it's my top 4?
Who's your top 4?
We never predicted the top 4
because a minute ago you referenced the top 4.
Yeah, because he was asking. So he said, what will be the other 7? And I said these 4 for sure. So the top 4 from last year,
right? United are there,
Arsenal, okay, right? And I said Leicester. Right, and then like CT rightly said, I'm not sitting here saying I'm gonna name another team. Well, you're rightly saying if the season ended now, obviously you're right that Arsenal finish above Leicester. What I'm trying to say is that we can't be having this conversation every week. I give you props. I predict.
Yes, we can. This is what the pod is for.
No, okay, that's fine then.
You make your statement, so we're coming for you.
Which is fine. And I predicted that Arsenal will win this game because all the stats that I've seen with recently is that they have a lot more shots. Leicester, for some reason, conceded a lot of shots. I thought Arsenal do very well to sit back and can play them off the park and get the right goals, and that's what happened. So I wasn't surprised. I think I predicted a 2-0 or 2-1. So I'm not actually surprised you won. And to CT's point, how we dissected the game, because obviously I didn't watch the game. I always listen to what CT and you guys have to say when you watch the game. Is that it sounds like you guys
here we go. Form. Wait, so more claims of Arsenal finishing mid-table, and you're still not watching our games when we're dealing with these teams.
It's not like
it does not make any sense. So you have scrap his predictions. They don't count.
Wait, Mikey.
This guy.
What do you expect me to be doing, right? Look,
watch the damn game.
I try to watch teams that I can see at my level of my club, yeah, because that's the thing.
You'll watch your game on the 20th of November. I know that.
Of course, I'm gonna be watching.
Yeah.
Well, that goes without saying.
Watch along.
Yeah, of course.
Wait, I'm here for it.
We're playing.
This might have to happen now. This might have to happen.
I'm here for it.
Of course, we're gonna watch that. We're not gonna watch that together. I'll make sure we arrange that. We have to. Of course, that's what the sport is about. But again, don't get hyped. If we're banging you guys up, it's just gonna be a firm handshake. Like, yeah, well done. Like, when you slap.
No, don't try it. I've seen you. I see you now as well.
Mikey. So after all of that, how do you think Arsenal played? All right, yeah.
We're decent. We're decent.
Yeah, very well, man.
I'm content with us.
Yeah.
I'm happy with all of our signings. Ramsdale, White, Tomiyasu, Lokonga, Tavares. I think Tierney needs to take a seat on the bench. Yeah. I think that anybody. Don't interrupt me. Anybody that is outside of the team when they're winning, they need to work their way back in rather than this kind of standard position. Xhaka, if he comes back, he needs to work his way in. He can't come in. None of them can come in until they work their way in, or the players in the team work their way out.
Does that include Odegaard? Yeah.
Odegaard, I don't care if he don't play. As long as Arsenal win.
Just say yes, man. Just say yes.
Just asking.
Odegaard has to work his way into the team.
There you go.
All right.
All of them.
All right then. Okay. GJ, you've been quiet there, man. What's happening?
Yeah, just like just Mikey, man. The guy's so aggy, and your team were like, you won 7 out of 9. You're unbeaten. You're going to challenge for top 4. And this guy looks like a bloody he wants to fight or something, man.
I just spent 20 minutes trying to get into this. I'm here now.
Relax, mate. Can you imagine if Mikey was a Spuds fan? Jesus.
Nobody can.
Wow.
Agginess on another level. Yeah, I think Arsenal is if United keep stuttering and stammering, obviously they smashed us at the weekend, but I think the 4th spot is up for grabs. I think the top 3, the big 3 are going to run away with it, and then I see right now, obviously things can change, but right now it sounds quite obvious, but I see Man United, West Ham and Arsenal, and if we can get Conte and he can get us firing, then maybe we
when you get Conte.
I'm saying if, mate. I'm saying if.
No, it's virtually done,
mate. It looked that way 4 months ago. So the cynic in me says Levy's still going to cock it up somehow. But if he can get us firing, then who knows? We might be able to launch a top 4 bid. But we'll see. But yeah, Arsenal playing well. I knew you'd smash Leicester. For me, maybe I've missed some results, but in recent history, you've always seemed to beat them.
We get decent results against them.
I don't know why. Sometimes some clubs, when they play each other, they just match up well. And everyone who matches up well against Spurs at the minute. But Arsenal playing really well. That Ramsdale save, I didn't think it was the greatest save I've ever seen. All the hype about it. It was a very good save. That's it. I actually,
it was.
You can't say it's very good.
I thought Emil Martinez's save. He was very unlucky, but for West Ham's 3rd goal, when Jared Bowen went through. I thought that was a brilliant save, and he was very unlucky because Fornals ran it in. But Arsenal.
Who cares?
Fair play.
Yeah, don't mention that waste, man.
What's this?
Forget Martinez, man.
Martinez,
one of the best
waste,
players
man.
you've ever seen, and you're mentioning
He was your goalkeeper with the last time you won a trophy.
I don't like that. I don't like that guy. When he came to
he
showed us no respect. Get lost, man.
All right, DJ, as you were talking, we might as well talk about El Sakiko, the Saturday night kickoff. And your team is a mess.
Yeah, I mean, the team's a mess, the club's a mess, top to bottom. But he had to go. Nuno had to go, and I think the tipping point in the match, was in the 54th minute when he subbed arguably our best player in the first half, Lucas Moura, and then he put Bergwijn on, and the whole crowd there was just boos ringing out everywhere. And then now I was actually in the corporate. I was in the Sky Lounge, man. I was experiencing the posh life. Yeah, so I was big man thing, mate. I was experiencing the big boy life. But that was the only good thing. What I heard tonight through one of the big journalists at Spurs was that Paratici, when the second goal went in, when the second goal went in, he literally he was absolutely raging, and he stormed out down the tunnel, and he never came back out when the second goal went in. And he's obviously the director of football, and he's the one who he was the one who kind of finally said okay to Nuno. But I think after that, he's thinking, you know what, the football's shit, the results are shit. This guy's got to go. And the only thing, I mean, I've been saying on social media yesterday, I was gonna be boycotting the stadium, and I wouldn't be selling my ticket. I'll literally just be showing Levy my empty seat. And there was quite a few, like I'd say probably hundreds of Spurs fans who had the same idea, thinking the only way you can show the owners that you've had enough is not just to attend the games but don't spend money in the stadium, is to not actually attend the games. Because
but still pay like $2,000 a year for that ticket.
Yeah, but I mean that's already paid for. Yeah, Aki.
But
Aki is still having a principle.
No, it's no principle at all.
What can you do about it? What can you do about it? No. Start the season, you pay for a season ticket. What can you do?
But explain to me how that's going to explain anything.
Listen,
to Levy.
If 20,000, I'm explaining to you, if 20,000 season ticket holders did not resell their tickets and did not attend the games, and you saw 20,000 empty seats every week, that has an impact.
Yeah,
100%.
And you know what?
TV as well. Sky not
yes, exactly that, CT. Exactly, and that's what I was trying to tell some Spurs fans, because some Spurs fans were saying, "Look, man, attend the game." So he goes, "But just don't spend money in the stadium." I says, "Look, Levy, as long as it looks all right on TV, he don't care. But if the TV cameras won't pick up on empty tills in the concourses, but they will pick up on empty seats." Yep. The cameras will see that. It's a bad look. It's an embarrassing look. And by people still attending the games, even if you're not spending money in the stadiums, the cameras will still focus on what's happening on the pitch. Whereas if the stadium's half empty, then they'll be focusing, right, this club is poisonous, and we need to look higher than that. And we're looking at the owners. But, and again, I will say it's an if we do get Conte, he's the one I wanted from ever since we sacked Jose. He's the best available manager out there. Whether Levy backs him or not, I mean, I think Conte is a man of principle. I don't think he will sign that contract and will be prepared to ruin his reputation. So there must be some guarantees from Paratici / Levy that he will get some funds. So if we do get Conte, then a lot is forgiven, and I'll carry on going to the games.
Imagine if they get Conte, Tottenham are going to have had Jose Mourinho and Conte and still not won a trophy. Imagine that.
That's
the mad one.
That is crazy. So GJ, what is the plan here? So there's talk of Conte getting a 18-month contract, which obviously isn't a long time. Even if they do give him money, the January market isn't the best one to shop in because teams are not selling their best players generally, unless
Origi for sale available.
Yep. Yeah. And Phillips as well. So what do you see the plan as being? What is a good season for Tottenham this year, even if Conte comes in?
Well, put it this way: the fact that Nuno got sacked after only 10 games tells me, it's a big indicator to me, that Daniel Levy is desperate for top 4. He needs it for the finances for the stadium. Whatever.
Why did he give Nuno the job though? Nuno was never getting that.
Yeah, because he's a bloody idiot, Real. That's why. Because he.
That's why I'm asking what the plan is, because I don't.
Yeah.
I don't understand what he's expecting Conte to achieve this year.
I think
give him the job in the summer.
I think top 4, with Man United looking shaky, I think top 4 is achievable, right? And obviously the goal is to try and win a trophy, but I think the main goal is to just turn that squad and the belief around. I was reading something earlier about Gabriel Bonlahor, and he said he was speaking to Ashley Young about Conte when he was at Inter, and Ashley Young said, he goes, every training session they're just running. He goes running. Every train session, just run. And when you look at the stats, and we're the 20th, we're 20th for distance covered. I'm expecting us to climb up that league a lot. But when I look at Spurs at the moment, I just see an absolute cesspit of a squad. There's no togetherness, no team spirit. West Ham have got more team spirit than us. When I look at Arsenal, when I look at Lacazette, like against Villa, and he's getting Ollie Watkins booked in the first 10 seconds just for shoving Gabriel Magalhaes out the way. He ran from the halfway line. He must have ran 30 yards to argue with the ref. We don't do that. Bunch of pussies. Embarrass me. They absolutely embarrass me, because like when I play sport, I play to win, and I'm going all in. And when I look at this team, I'm thinking, you don't deserve me. You don't deserve me. They're all a bunch of spineless maggots.
How much is that down to Harry Kane though, in terms of him throwing a tantrum, you feel, or a strop, or sulking because he didn't get his move? Because I haven't seen the same Harry Kane.
Nah, but you know what though?
For ages.
I don't think you can pin that on that Harry Kane.
No, I'm not pinning it, but how much there must be some influence that he has in terms of.
No, I think it's just the structure of the team. We're not creating any chances. But we had 0 shots on goal.
Right, he's your striker though, is he not?
Yeah, he's box to box now.
Let GJ finish his point, actually.
I mean, I honestly think Mo Salah would struggle if he's playing in this current Spurs team. Because
listen, if you watched,
there's no service.
You guys have chances though.
But if you watched that United Tottenham game, there were so many opportunities where Son could have been put through on goal. They can't pass the ball.
They can't pass. No one
literally, Son would have been cleaning, and they couldn't pass the ball to him.
Yeah.
Who's
in midfield? Is it what's his name?
Also.
Yeah, let's
that's why Harry Kane's dropping back. He's trying to.
Yes, exactly that. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, exactly.
But there are even chances where Harry Kane hasn't made the run, so he's just kind of gone into the same space as Son, or he's dropped deep. He hasn't made the run into the box.
Yeah, but this is what we're saying. He has to drop deep to be the creator, because none of them can pass.
Yeah,
and
none of them can
that's
pass.
kind of how Tottenham. Remember when Kane and Son were on that run, and
what
Kane was dropping in. It was an link up between the two of them. So Kane would drop in, ping it to Son, and vice versa. And they just haven't been able to get that going. But there's nobody else to pad it out.
That's the thing, because under Jose Mourinho, as bad as the football was, his get out of jail card was Kane's magical form and Son's magical form for most of that season. But now it's dead. The results are shit. The football's shit. It's just there's no get out of jail card, and that's why he had to go. Aki, you got an agenda against Kane because he's England captain, whatever.
No,
right?
no, I've got no agenda against him. But tell me, has he had a good season?
behave. Come on.
Has he? No, no.
Of course he hasn't. Well,
Has anybody said he has? What a dumb question.
No, but I think my criticisms were justified. No, so in that case, I think my criticisms were justified. I don't have anything against him because he's England captain. I'm just saying what I see, and he's not been good enough this season. So I'm
Which Tottenham player has?
Yeah, but why are you targeting Kane?
Which Tottenham player has?
I'm targeting your best player, mate. I'm targeting a player that was purportedly worth £150 million last summer, right? And who agitated for a move actually as well. That's the reason why he's targeted.
So you are targeting him?
No, I'm not targeting.
You just said that's why he's being targeted.
He's been highlighted. He's more highlighted than others because he's a bigger name, of course.
Well, okay, no, all right. I get your justification there. That in some ways that's fair because he was player of the year last year, most goals, most assists, whatever. But I just thinking, if you look at the structure of the way we're playing, you look at the stats, he's getting no service. And I mean, Real, I think you asked me what our midfield is. So we've got, we're so crap. We've got Oliver Skip, who's playing in the 2 with Højbjerg. You got Ndombele. Lo Celso's been a flop. And the teams, they're completely there's no balance in that team, and there's no balls. But I think if we get,
I'll ask you a question, right?
Yeah.
Well, I just looking at last season, you were basically 3rd in top scorer across the whole season. So, what has changed between last season's structure? Because I don't think you got rid of any world-class midfielder. So this idea, I'm not really understanding what has gone wrong.
The manager.
Because to me, everything points to the manager. Because all of a sudden, you're picking that guy you just mentioned, which I don't understand. I don't know who your midfielders were last season. But if you're 3rd in banging goals and nobody has left of any note, why are you guys so sterile and rubbish this year in terms of him being in front of goal? You're not shooting, let alone getting shots from target. It's all very weird.
I think
the manager.
It's definitely the manager, and I think one of the problems is the pace of play is slow. Whereas I think under Mourinho, it was all right. Obviously, we sat deeper, but in the transitional phases, obviously on the counter, we're quick. Yeah. Well, we had rapid counters, not just with Kane and Son, but also with Moura. But now, even though we've got the same players, our counters are so slow. You know what I mean? And we're not even. There's very little one-touch passing. It's all two-touch, and when you're doing two-touch passing, the opposition have got that extra fractions of a second to get back in position. But it'll be interesting to see if we do. Please get Conte. If we can get Conte, it'll be interesting to see how we operate. You'll obviously switch to a back 3. You might even have like Lucas Moura as a wing back. Who knows?
I'm telling you, he's going wing back.
We have the players to play wing back. What's that guy that you signed from Wolves? He was a decent right wing back. Doherty.
No.
Maybe he'll come back in. Maybe he'll come back in because he clearly
dead player.
Yeah,
bro.
I think he's dead.
I'm trying to say that he clearly couldn't
To be
play.
fair, he might be better than that Emerson guy.
But you know the thing about these kind of things, it's strange. Like we know what Conte does. If you can't do it as a wing back, you're not gonna play. It's very simple. So, like you said, this Emerson Royale, you're rightly dissing now. Rightly dissing. Don't forget, Alonso still cannot defend. Alonso has never been able to defend, and Alonso won the league title with Chelsea, and he never was able to defend. But
Emerson can't defend or attack. What's he
good at, bro?
I'm querying whether he can play.
No, he definitely can attack. Can't say
nah, man, I've not seen him.
I'm not seeing him do nothing.
I'm
not seeing him as Spurs. I agree with you, but definitely there's no question. He's more of an attacking wing back. But you're right.
Let me ask you guys a question. Let me ask you 5 a question. Yeah, what do you think about Spurs sacking Nuno right now? Do you think that was the right decision?
I think you shouldn't have appointed him.
He should have been sacked 2 games ago because to me, I do not understand what he's doing. And he's just an annoying manager. He has no point. There's no point to him. He's literally a pointless, useless manager.
I
And
agree.
for me, once that happens, you get rid of him. There's no point. There's no point to it. Why are you waiting? What are you waiting for?
Exactly.
You're not gonna score more goals. You're not gonna score more goals. You're gonna concede more goals. There's no point to Nuno. He was maybe just got there, and it was too big a job for him. Whatever the case, but right now for me, it was a pointless. There's no point to him. So
what about you, Rel, Aki?
Hey, I agree. I agree with what Mikey said. Firstly, he shouldn't have been appointed in the first place. That was just a nonsense decision, just complete utter nonsense to start with. But yeah, definitely you should have sacked him because I can't see how this is going to change. You're either going to flirt with relegation or I don't know, just be in mid-table obscurity. It's definitely the right decision to get rid of him.
I think you should just not appointed him. I think it's silly to sack someone after 10 games, though. I think that. But you should, it doesn't make sense. You don't appoint someone and then sack them after 10 games when they've got 15 points.
And then give the job to somebody who you spoke to in the summer. You didn't take the job.
None of it is making sense. It's all just crazy.
Nonsense. It's just complete nonsense.
What do you guys think of if we do get Conte?
Welcome to the big boy.
You'll be better.
I think he'll make you competitive for this season. If he gets back in, then maybe you'll be able to do something next season. I don't know. I don't know a lot about the guy, to be honest.
Normally, I think he would make you difficult to beat, but you've got some royal in your team. Especially your defenders. I don't know if he'll be able to do what he needs to do with your defenders, because at least at Chelsea they had centre backs. I still think your centre backs are
every single
useless.
place he's been, since Juventus all the way so far to career to date. Every time he's taken over, he's had some ridiculously great centre backs.
Yeah, this time what's he got? Dyer, Sanchez, Romero.
Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur has zero. There's literally nobody there that deserves any ranking of any note. Zero. There's no one there. There's nothing there. So good luck.
It's mad.
I'm struggling with the relationship with him and Levy. I don't know how that's going to pan out.
Paratici will obviously be the buffer there, but
he's going to be. But I don't know, man. I can see a big bust ups very soon.
All I can say there.
Doesn't get what he wants.
Yeah. All I can say.
But we're saying this. How is he going to get players?
He's not going to get. How's he going to do it?
He's signing an 18-month contract. They're not going to give him loads of money.
Yeah, and think about it. Think about it as well. If you're a player that Tottenham are signing and Conte has identified you, and you know Conte's only got an 18-month contract, are you going to sign for 3 years?
Yes, because you give.
Better be paying the money.
Yes, you will.
Well,
because you're playing for.
If you're a good player,
because you're playing for Tottenham Football Club, you're based in London, and they're going to give you lots of money, so you're going to sign that paper.
I don't know about that.
Listen, big footballers aren't going to want to go to Tottenham in any circumstance, but there's a level of footballer that is good that in London with money they will sign a deal. Look at Son. And I'm not saying that he's money oriented, but Son signed up for 5 years.
Yeah, Son's mad though. Let's be honest.
We all know he is, but they still managed to do it. Do you know what I mean? And most people here rate Son as one of the best winners in the Premier
League. And be signing a 4-year contract when your best player wants to leave.
But the question you're asking, you're saying as if Tottenham were ever going to get some world-class, well-renowned defender in front of bigger clubs. That's never going to happen. So you have to get someone who's young and upcoming that someone has slept on. You're never going to get these big players to come. That's the biggest.
Best of luck to Tottenham finding that, especially
Phillips.
Well, they've got Romero.
Definitely, Mikey. See, we're on the same wavelength. I said
straight
earlier.
Tell you what is funny is Man United fans. I mean, I've been seeing it on social media. They are screwing.
Yeah.
They are screwing. Because if we get Conte, then they're basically saying that Spurs lost the El Sacico battle, but we've won the El Sacico war.
Absolutely. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
Nobody in the right mind is going to pick Conte. Is going to pick Ole over Conte under any set of parameters of your choosing.
No.
So,
except the Man United board. All right.
Yeah,
let's talk about the Halloween nightmare that unfolded at Anfield. on Saturday. Let's move on.
Let's
move on to talk about that.
Yeah, break it down, guys. Break it down.
I don't want to spend
let's leave Uche till last then, because he thinks it was a good performance.
No, I didn't. I just don't think it.
Reading between the lines, you know.
So, Aki, I know. Did you watch the game? I've always got to ask this question.
Well, I managed to catch a stream when I was on the Eurostar on the way back.
A legal one.
No, we don't do that on this pod.
Yeah, a legal stream.
Yeah?
We paid for it.
It was legal. It was legal because I wasn't in the UK. I was able to get a legal stream.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. All right, go on.
Yeah. But it was cutting out a little bit. I thought.
Not that legal then.
I thought in the first half, I think it was a shaky defensive performance, to be honest with you, throughout the game. Even when we took a two-goal lead, Brighton could have gone 1-0 up ahead of then. But notwithstanding that, given the fact that we went 2 goals up and we had 2 goals disallowed, we should have really kind of seen that game home, to be honest with you. It seemed like the players got shook a little bit. Even Van Dijk, I don't think had a great game, and our midfielders were kind of all over the shop. Coincidentally, it's the first game where we didn't score 3 goals this season, and obviously, if we had got our 3rd goal, I reckon we'd have probably won it. But it goes to show that we're not going to be able to win every single game by scoring 3 goals. You know, scoring 2 goals at home should really be enough to win you a game, especially against a defensive Brighton team.
They were not defensive.
He's setting himself up for that one.
They were very defensive in the first half. And in the second half, they opened up.
Do you know? No, they weren't.
There was a chance. There was a chance in the first. Hold up. There was a chance in the first half where literally, I don't know the name of the player, but he ran all the way through, and there was no one to support him. Literally, no one. And in the second half, that changed. And
you know why? Because they needed to score, and they changed the ethos, and then you got pushed back. So you know what happens, yeah?
Exactly.
With teams like Liverpool and Man City, when they're attacking and they're doing well, and all the momentum is behind them, it's difficult for some teams to get out, you know. Yep. And it's Brighton. So that is exactly what happened. You were well on top, and then momentum changed. It swung.
Yeah, so I was at the game as well. So first half, it felt like it got a bit too easy for Liverpool. We took the lead. We were cutting them open. I saw Uche's message with the Firmino chance, and I think Uche's message was just disgusting. Full stop. The miss was just ridiculous. He was through 1-on-1, and I think he almost hit the corner flag. Yeah. I swear it was almost a corner flag he hit. Yeah. So it was just too comfortable. We got 2-0 up quite easily. Every time we went forward, we looked like we was going to score. But at the same time, there were certain players that were messing about on the ball, which let Brighton have some chances of their own. So Firmino had a shocking game, like ridiculously bad. Jones was another one who kept taking way too many touches and get robbed of the ball and then giving up chances. And then I think the game turned on the Mane disallowed goal. After that happened, then we literally stopped playing from then on to the end of the match. And frankly, Brighton looked like the better team. They looked like they were going to win that match in the end. And they went through on that chance that was disallowed. Did he put it away? Yeah, he did. Trossard, I think, at the end of the match, put away the chance that was disallowed for offside, which would have made it 3-2 to them. They would have deserved it in that second half performance because we stopped playing pretty much from the 35th minute onward. We just stopped playing. Uche, I know you did watch the game.
Yeah, I watched the game live.
What? How?
How?
I wasn't in the country, I was in Ireland.
There you go. So we keep it legal on this pod.
Keep it all legal, man.
I was in Ireland, so I could watch it. Is that all right with you? Okay, thank you.
Keep it legal.
I watched it live. I had a pub in Dublin, so I watched it live. After the game, before people want to ask me how again. So yeah.
Can you do an Irish accent?
No, I can't. Now let's just focus on the game. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I was worried about this game slightly because I felt what actually happened was what I thought if it happened, we will win the game. So I was clearly wrong. I thought that with Brighton, you got to go 2-0 up really quickly. And then they carry on playing their oohs and ahs and missing chances as they always do. And then you either cruise it home 2-0 or you bang another one on the counter because they're always going to try and keep playing. But what I did not anticipate, which was what really got me scared, is like what Real said, at 2-0, I can clearly see that these guys as midfielders are so much better than the three that was in there after Keita went off. And it was scarily bad how much better they were. Like they were playing triangles constantly. But past it was like our play. If you watch that the equalizer again, the way he went through the ball, I think the goalkeeper passed through 4 players. And before you know it, they were in. And movements were just coming up. We were able to pick players. And that's what they were doing all game. I think if we didn't go 2-0 up in that game, honestly, we would have lost that game. And it would have been easy. Because Brighton just realized that they can go through our midfield with ease. We will chase the players, but we will not get close enough to put in tackles. So I don't think many of our midfielders were able to get close enough to put in tackles. They played really well, absolutely deserved to draw the game. I was genuinely shocked about the game. I'm not even going to try and pretend. I was shocked that we were going to lose the game when it became 2-2. And when that offside went through, I was like, please tell me it's offside, VAR. Please, someone save us because we'd lost the plot. We stopped playing. We couldn't cope with their midfield versus our midfield. They absolutely deserved to. And in that kind of situation, I was just happy for the referee to blow the game because I thought 2-2 completely deserved, no problems. That was happened. But if you analyze the game, though, their goal seemed like a fluke. And if they didn't score that to make it 2-1, I don't think, like I said, Brighton don't normally have 2 goals in them. And maybe we would have got away with it. But it comes back to the problem. This midfield is a serious previous problem. And it's starting to really grate all Liverpool fans. We've got 8 midfielders. We now reduced it in the game to 3. None of them, apart from Gini Wijnaldum, are able to play 30 league games last year. It doesn't look like any of them are close to that number this year. And if this carries on, that could be the reason that Liverpool will not be able to do anything this season. You cannot have 8 midfielders going down to 3 and we're only 10 games in. It's ridiculous. Fabinho is out. Thiago is out. Milner is out. Keita is now out. It's ridiculous. Jones with Henderson and Oxlade is literally the worst nightmare. Loads of headless chickens running around and don't know what they're doing. They have no discipline whatsoever. It was really shocking. So I was worried, man. I mean, it's one of those games that, okay, if we had, if we're playing Arsenal or maybe Newcastle or something like that, you'd be happy because you want to get away with it. But you're not going to get away with Brighton because Brighton was just better midfield. They played us off the park in that second half. It was a scary moment. So
let that midfield play against us.
Right?
Let that midfield play against us. I'll see your face.
Let's not hope it.
I'm hoping that it doesn't come to that, please. But because
you just made a statement that if you were playing Arsenal, the midfield would have been fine. So I'm saying let them come.
Sorry, context is key here. What I meant was we're gonna go 2-0 up against Arsenal because Arsenal are what they are, and then we will actually be able to keep that lead because let's be honest, it's Arsenal.
Because the midfield are going to do something different.
But Brighton can actually play football. I don't really see anything about Arsenal. I'll just give an example.
You don't watch Arsenal, so you can't.
You don't even watch Arsenal.
You don't watch Arsenal.
I just keep on with teams that I don't rate in my head.
You do not watch Arsenal. Don't say whether we can or cannot play football.
Look, Mikey, the 20th is coming. Watch along is coming. So
it's coming.
It's not here yet.
I've got a question. I've got a question. So Brentford, we went. What did we go? 2-1 up. No, did we go 1-0 up or 2-1 up? 2-1 up, and then 3-2 up.
Yeah,
didn't win the game. City, we went 1-0 up, then 2-1 up, didn't win the game. Atleti, we went 2-0 up, and then we won the game luckily, but they came back to 2-2, and now Brighton as well.
And Milan as well.
And Milan. Yeah.
And Milan as well, yeah. So 5 times this season, it's a bit of a worry that we can't seem to control games once we go into the league.
Because the controller hasn't been on the pitch for a lot of the games. He's literally been missing since he got a little kick on his calf. His name is Thiago, by the way, for anybody who knows where that footballer has been hiding for the last month or so. So we have 2 controllers in the game. We all know about this. You got Fabinho and Thiago. Can't find these guys. Play one game, disappear. It's a big problem, and there's no way you can tell. we all know this anyways. I'm not everyone in this group knows this. There's no way we can win this Premier League with a Thiago, Fabinho missing this amount of games that they call it. If you were to extrapolate the amount of missing games they're doing at the moment, it's impossible. You can't do it. It's ridiculous.
So you're talking about those missing players, but Fabinho played against Brentford, right? And it was the same scenario against Brentford. Every time you went up, you were comfortable. You sat back, took it easy, and then boom.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say,
I think it's a symptom.
Yeah, it's definitely a symptom. I'm saying that it would be nice if we had a team that we can rely on. But right now, like you said, we've had a lot of permutations, right? So I was reading earlier today, the permutation have been mad, Mikey, in terms of the permutation he had to be using, not because of choice, just because he has to. For example, Milner has played quite a lot of games, which was never the plan. Definitely not this season. But because he looked around, there's no one else that he can pick on. Milner had to play. And he's been avoiding this Oxlade thing for a long time. Great ball, great cross for the goal, by the way. Fantastic. But Oxlade is what he is. The problem is he can't last 90 minutes and he starts doing crazy things that like a headless man that he is. And when you have someone like that, you have Jones and you have Henderson. Henderson is actually really, really irritating this season. I don't know what he's doing. I think what happened was, he was a 6 for ages, yeah? He had a word with Klopp to go into an 8, right? So clearly because of this Fabinho ridiculous injuries, he's now been convinced to go to a 6. I just don't think he likes playing there anymore. So he wants to keep playing like he's a number 8. Well, it's time for you to be disciplined. So your question you asked me, bro, was what's going on in there? What's going on is we've got a captain that's not leading by example. And you can't control the game. Sometimes we're 2-0 up here, which happened, like Aki said, against Milan. You're 2-0 up. Do you actually need to go and get any goal? No. Just defend and hold on to the ball. Control the game. You just lose control for a couple of seconds, which was 2-2 at half-time.
And the thing is, there's a symptom as well with when he plays there, and somebody highlighted it on Twitter. I'll send you the pictures of it. But when Henderson plays as a 6, there's a thing that he does where he doesn't react to danger.
No,
he doesn't fill that space between midfield and defense, which is where you'd expect a number 6 to be.
Absolutely,
he plays it like a flat 2 or a flat 3. He should be the deepest of the midfielders, and he's in line with our other 2, and they're the ones who are pressing.
Exactly,
so
and we all know he's
between our defense and our midfield, where you expect a Henderson to be, and he's not there.
That's what I'm saying. Honestly, the way Brighton were killing us in that stuff was so straightforward. They just had better midfielders. You know, when you play football, you just know that this set of midfielders are loads better technically than these. They were running passes. They were balling. But trust me when I tell you, if they had gone 3-2 up here, it would not have surprised anybody at the ground or whoever was watching the game.
We were waiting for them to score. We were waiting for them to score the winner.
Yeah, they were superior to Liverpool. So in those kind of games, you walk off with a 2-2, and I thanked my lucky stars. Yes, I'm saying it again. I was shook. I was shook.
Aki, did you see Brighton balling, or were they defensive still? Do you witness that, mate?
I said it was what it was, really. In the first half, they were quite defensive, if you ask me. And in the second half, they had everything to play for, so they opened up, and yeah, they did look like the team most likely to get the winner. But Brighton are never going to be a team that scores a load of goals. You know, they do play decent stuff, but ultimately, I think they're quite defensive-minded in the way they play.
They're not defensive-minded. None of the statistics point to them being defensive-minded. Their expected goals of last season was outrageous. They just couldn't finish the ball. Just because they can't finish what they create doesn't mean they're defensive-minded.
Exactly, they can't finish. That was the main thing. That's the only thing I could say.
They're not defensive.
But I won't say
they play extremely good football. They said it when in the second half against City, they were excellent. They battered us for a whole game.
I was going to say they dominated us.
They're very disciplined. They have a game plan. But
listen, they're one of the best footballing teams in the league. Trust me. They're one of the best footballing teams in the league. That's a fact.
If anyhow Brighton flukes it to a decent finisher, which I don't think they ever will, honestly, they're going to fly off that table in no way, shape, because they're just playing good football. But like I said, we messed up by being 2-0 up and letting go. But we can't blame ourselves. After what I saw in that second half, they deserve the point. So I've got no complaints about. Real's tired of saying it's Halloween. I've got no complaints in the whole 90 minutes, considering what I saw, which was a bit crazy.
But also, they were very fortunate as well with that goalkeeping howler. That could have fit anywhere in Mane's body other than his arm. Had that gone in 3-0, it's game over.
Well, yeah,
sure. Definitely. And we probably would have scored more after that as well if that had gone in. But oh well.
And the ironic thing is, if Mane had passed it to Salah and Salah had scored, it would have probably have stood. It would probably have stood, but there we go.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay.
All right. I was going to ask a question, Uche, but we only got 5 minutes left, and it might take longer than 5 minutes. But I think at the start of the season, I said we needed to get another midfielder in, and I think
unless you're capable of predicting that someone Elliott's going to get like a 3 months out.
You said we shouldn't have.
No, we shouldn't have. I don't think so. But like you said, right now you have to say, he probably should have. Well, what I'm trying to tell you is that Elliott got a really bad injury, and in the same game, someone got kicked on the calf, and I thought it was a minor, and he's been missing for about a month.
But you know their MO, Uche. That's the thing, though.
What do you mean that the MO? The MO was that Thiago played the last 10 games in a row.
Thiago missed how many games last season? Fabinho missed how many games last season? Hendo had 2 long spells out last season. The one guy that was playing every single Premier League match, we let him go.
We got rid of, This is why I took that bet, bruv.
What happened? I don't. This is the same thing.
You want to cash out now, bruv? Like, what's happening?
What I'm trying to say, you can't keep going back and forth. What I'm trying to tell you is that Thiago played quite a lot of games when he came back from injury, right?
But he also got injured.
Yeah, initially, but that was a bad injury, right?
3 months. He was out for 3-4 months.
Someone crunched his ankle, for goodness sake, right? This is
different. Happens, though. I'm not blaming the guy. All I'm saying is the track record of our midfielders is
that all your logic, Gini's playing and he gets crunched like that guy who crunched Elliott and he's out.
Gini doesn't get crunched. He hasn't.
What do you mean? His ankle? What? His ankle will just heal up if he got crunched the same way. His ankle will just not give way. Is that what you're telling me?
Okay, what I'm saying to you is last season we had an issue. Exactly. There's a false around it. Listen. What I'm saying is that there are certain players who we know will not last the season in our midfield, just like there are in our defense.
And I agree.
What happened? The same thing happened last season, where we tried to rely on Matip, who we know is not finished the full season for us.
No problem with it. And I'm saying don't conflate it. And I also told you that's one argument. Don't conflate it with someone, a young kid who got crunched.
I'm not Uche.
But you know what?
Is that Elliott's not.
Listen, if you going into the season, I think every one of us would have said there's not one Liverpool midfielder is going to play the whole season.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just based on historic reference.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that.
List them all. They all have time out. Yeah, Elliott was unfortunate.
Big chunks as well.
But was Elliott expected to be playing the whole season?
No. He wasn't even expected to play.
Not by our fans, no. But he was playing very well.
This is what I'm saying. Like, you let Wijnaldum go and didn't replace him, basically. Who was your most consistent?
That's what I'm saying.
Consistent placement in the midfield.
All I'm trying to say.
Elliott is not a replacement for one.
He is.
He's not. No, he's not.
No
He's a different player.
No chance. No chance.
All I'm trying to say, all I was trying to say on the point is, what Mikey just said. He said Gini was not replaced. I'm not saying it was a like-to-like replacement, but the idea behind it is that Elliott, for whatever reason, don't forget it's him, not me. Is the manager is the one doing talking. He felt that Elliott's gonna get a lot of games. The guy that was gonna get a lot of games got crunched. That's all I'm saying here. Everything else you're saying is true.
On that though, Uche, that's fair enough. None of us saw that coming. That's fair enough.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. No, absolutely not.
Elliott was going to play, but also that he was going to get crunched. No, obviously nobody saw that coming. But there's no way that Elliott was replacing what's his name, Gini, playing 38 games a season. There's no way that's going to happen. So what I'm saying is that means that you need somebody else who's going to play the games that Elliott doesn't play. And if GJ.
I was just going to mute him.
He just came off. He's trying to go on TalkSport.
GJ
he left us to go on TalkSport.
Wow.
Oh, God. He's laughing off about Nuno. Nuno's a disgrace.
Add him back in.
What I'm trying to say to you, like, if you offered me another midfield, I'm never going to refuse it. I mean, but the guy's choice is that's how he saw it. And unfortunately, he didn't. If wherever he felt was going to be the way to go, it hasn't worked out. I'm really frustrated right now because, there's no other number 6. It seems like, and it's all well and good. Genie would have been playing, but Genie was not really playing as 6 for us anyway.
No, but that's true. But when you're down to Jones and Ox, who are just going to be a mess if you're playing them, good enough, especially with Hendo. At least with Genie,
midfielder, man.
At least with Genie, you've got that stability.
I'm starting to feel that way, and that's why I can't really call it 8 midfielders, just on ways of what Mikey said. I just think that we have to accept that the time is completely over for Oxlade as a footballer at this level, and it's a shame, but it is what it is. So really, we're talking about 7 midfielders. If you take out Elliot, we're talking about 6, right? And in that 6, maybe Jones is questionable as well. So you're down to 5.
I think Jones isn't good enough either.
Yeah, so that's the problem. But maybe they're
inconsistent.
Yeah, but honestly, the control is missing, man. We need Fabinho and Thiago to stop messing about. I don't know what is going on. They need to come back. Because like you said, if this is happening to Keita, it's not a surprise. But Fabinho and Thiago can't be going on injuries and then signing long contracts as well. So
the good news just needs to go into the transfer market and just buy a weldie, mate. Stop messing about. I don't understand.
Yeah, the Reds have got no money, but we're still gonna not win the league. All right, let's just quickly touch on another defensive team that beat City at home. Aki.
Break it down, Aki. Break it down.
Break it down, boy.
Until 10 minutes before this pod, I didn't realize it ended 2-0. I thought it was 1-0. I didn't see any of the scores after that. A defensive team winning 2-0 against the champions. Wow.
Counter-attacking team, yeah.
No, you said
he's changed his tune now.
No, you said defensive
team now. Okay.
Well, a counter-attacking team is a defensive team, is it not? It's a team that sits back and hits people in a counter-attack.
I don't know how many what many games you've been watching, but to beat Man City at home by not counter-attacking, I would think that would be pretty dumb to try and think you can play.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess the thing with Palace is that that's their motto anyway, or MO. Like they play counter-attacking football. Like whenever I watch them play, that's how they play. So,
all right. Okay.
Is that what you got to say?
That's all I have to say. That's all I've got to say.
No one agrees.
Waste of space.
It was a great result for them. That Conor Gallagher dude scored a good goal. I thought City played quite well, and Zaha looks hungry again. But it's not like Palace went there and stamped their authority on their game. On any other given day, City win that game. Really, they had enough chances to win that game. They had a goal that was disallowed when it was 1-0. It was a great result for Palace, but you play that game 9 times out of 10 and City winning it. I'm happy they didn't win it, but that's not to say Palace are now all of a sudden this ball-playing team. They went to City and stamped their authority. None of that happened.
Okay. All right. So City, after a disappointing loss, they've got Man United at the weekend in the Manchester derby. Who do you think is going to win that match?
Ole,
of course. City.
Ole gonna do them.
Ole.
They're getting smoked, man.
4-0.
No,
they're getting smoked. And the thing is,
I don't know. I thought you said you want
to beat us, man.
But there is no way I can almost book it. There's no way Man City is banging up Man United. It's not happening.
They're getting smoked.
Because the reason why the guy is blatantly said he's gonna play that 5-3-2 all day long.
And that's going to suit City down to the ground. They're going to have 95% possession.
Actually, City, I tend to. I don't know why they have problems sometimes with those things. So we'll see.
95% possession.
What's score prediction, Uche? What score prediction?
Boy, it's gonna be difficult for Ole to pull this one out. But I'm backing him all day to try and do it. So I'm gonna go for a
begging him all day, more like.
Was that all day?
Begging him all day.
Yeah, of course. Well, why am I changing the words? It's like don't bring words, don't put words down. Of course, I'm begging it, bro. Like as Mikey said, right? If the guy, obviously City are capable of banging up any team, but their confidence got to be knocked by what happened with Palace, right? Because he can defend quite well, and there's gonna be no Laporte because he's gonna be suspended. And Stones hasn't seen that many games, so I think Ole can definitely do it. And there's no doubt I would certainly will be supporting ManU. Sorry, ManU to.
You're gonna be supporting ManU, yeah?
Wow. Said it out loud
We
as well.
heard the words. Hold the receipts.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in full support of that one. Come on, man. I want him to be honest, anyone that can beat City gets my vote because that's the biggest threat to what I'm seeking. So yeah, I wouldn't mind another slap.
Put Ronaldo as captain.
No, I
should have. I bloody took him off.
I haven't got him. Why would I have him? He's the waste man.
Put
I was told that the reason why they kept losing. Then I'm seeing the guy banging a worldie.
Yeah. We should have got to that.
Yeah.
Okay, and Arsenal are playing at home against Watford.
Yeah.
Watford, I actually don't know what happened with them this weekend.
I think they got Southampton, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they got beat, didn't they? Yeah, they lost. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we're predicting an Arsenal comfortable victory then.
Oh yeah, definitely. Arsenal on good form. I'm going for 3-0.
Don't let this guy predict about Arsenal on good form.
Good form.
This guy, all he looks at is the statistics. You know, www.dd. Okay, W. Let me wait for the.
No, but I watch highlights. What's the problem?
All right.
No, but you guys are on good form, and I think you have no problems. Watford, are you joking? That's like at least two goals by Aubameyang. You know, you guys are looking good, and I want you guys to win so that
we're looking good now. Yeah, this guy. Slap yourself, man. We're looking good now.
You guys have you have a whole week off, right? You have a whole week off.
But say nothing's changed. Nothing's changed, isn't it?
Nothing's changed.
Not yet. I mean, if somehow you pull out some sort of miracle at Anfield on the 20th of November, then I might change my tune. But
no, that would be so fine. Like,
that would not be very fine at all.
That would literally end your season. Watch.
No. What?
That will be the result.
Nah. I think by then I'm hoping
it's like a trophy. Fabinho
and Thiago will be back. I won't have no worries there whatsoever.
They're going to be back, are they, in 2 weeks?
Yeah, they're back in training. Fab today, Thiago since last week. So
hopefully they can relapse.
My goodness.
They should be playing one of the games this week.
He's visiting his witch doctor again. This time he ain't gonna work, man. Jeez.
Okay, and that brings us on to Liverpool, who are away to West Ham on Sunday. That's going to be a tough match. We do have a good record down there.
Yeah,
4-1 Liverpool.
What was that, Mikey?
4-1.
4-1.
That's too high.
You guys haven't been watching West Ham. They concede chances, you know. Even with 10 men, Villa were having good chances.
Yeah, that's too high. That's too high, man.
2-1 Liverpool. 2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah.
Salah will get at least 2.
Yeah,
Salah tends to score there as well.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards a 2-0 sort of thing. Yeah, that's too high, Mikey, for them. That's too high.
Watch. You'll see.
That's too high, man.
CT doesn't want to talk. He's ducked out.
His battery's died, he said.
Yeah, he said his battery died.
He doesn't want to back Liverpool, so he's ducked out. And then I was going to ask GJ about Spurs against Everton, but yeah, part-timer GJ is already ducked out as well.
Everton are a mess.
West Ham, Liverpool, real?
My prediction is 2-2.
2-2.
You ain't serious, boy. You're really he's really looking for this predictor 38-point season.
38 draws.
Yeah, straight.
2-2.
My days.
We didn't do predictions last week. I would have predicted a Liverpool win. So.
72 goals scored, 72 goals conceded.
0-0 draws, Mikey. No goals scored.
Oh God.
Yep, DK Fancer, you knew it. I went for a draw. Okay, let's wrap it up there. Liverpool obviously got a Champions League game on Wednesday as well, before the West Ham game. And if they win that game, that means that they should top the group, or they will top the group, not even should. What do you reckon, quickly, on that? Game? I think a draw.
Yeah, draw.
I'm DK Fancer, but I'm going for another draw.
Yeah, I think a draw is fair enough. I mean, I'll be begging a draw, to be honest, because like that midfield, if Atletico again wake up to the truth, they'll realize there's nothing there. Because it looks like it's going to be those three that's going to have to be rolled out from what I can see, unless someone comes out.
I think Thiago might come in.
Hopefully they play Thiago, man.
Nah, he ain't playing Thiago. Man. That's too risky, mate.
Just bring him back.
On the weekend, surely. It's gonna be that. It's gonna be those trio, man. That dreadful trio. That's
there's gonna be goals in that game then.
Yeah, I'll take a draw and just move. Like you said, keep it moving. I mean, that's the best you can do. It's a horrible midfield, but what can you do? I mean, Katie's got a hamstring, so he's gonna be out till international break at least. So
at least same with Milner, he's got a hamstring as well.
Same thing. So people are feeling this train. What can't handle 3 games in a week, huh?
Yeah, professional footballer can't play football.
They can't play it. It's optional.
Aki, yeah, exactly. Aki, what's your prediction?
What, for the Madrid game?
Yes.
2-2, I think, for that one.
2-2. Desmond. All right. Let's wrap up the show there, and we're going to finish off with our highlights of the week. And Mikey, you can go first.
I'll stick with Aaron Ramsdale's save. Aaron Ramsdale in general, actually. Like, he's been excellent. Had a lot of bad press. People were slaughtering his signing, but he looks better and better every game. And he's only 23.
Good stuff. Uche, what's your highlight of the week?
I think it goes to the Palace team. They just pulled off, one of those, memorable, shocking in a good way result that, I looked at this game. I didn't give them a chance of doing it, and they pulled it off. Did not concede a goal. Got the other guy sent off. He misses 3 games. Literally, Palace like went way out above what any Liverpool fan could ask for. So for me, that entire team, obviously Vieira by default, because it just was such an unexpected result. And they just seemed to be cruising. And like I said, not only did they score the goal, get man sent off. Just great. So Palace for me.
Okay. And Aki, I'm going next. So I am going to go, because I think you're going to jack my one and I've got nothing else. So I'm going to go for Ole. Showing his managerial quality, getting that win, saved his job, and he's going to be there for a little while longer. Fingers crossed. So Ollie's still at the wheel.
Yeah, we love it.
Sorry, well, on that similar theme, I'm going to go for Ronaldo's goal. I thought it was a pretty sick goal.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to wrap up the show there. And thank you to all the people who've been watching. We will be back next week. We've got some good fixtures coming up next week. So we'll be back for those. And as I say, make sure you remind these guys to have that watch along on the 20th, because it's going to be fireworks. All right. So, yeah, we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.
Ooh.